Deep in the heart of Russia, shrouded in an aura of fear and mystery, lies the Black Dolphin prison. This is no ordinary penitentiary, it is a place where hope goes to die, reserved for the most hardened criminals. The Black Dolphin is not for the faint of heart. Its name evokes images of darkness and despair. The prison's grim reputation extends far beyond Russia. It symbolizes unyielding punishment and isolation. For those within its walls, the Black Dolphin represents the end of the line. There is no parole, only a life sentence in solitude. The architecture seems designed to crush the human spirit. Its towering walls and watchtowers are constant reminders of confinement. Inside, a labyrinth of corridors echoes with silence. The Black Dolphin is a place where time stands still. Join us as we explore the depths of this notorious prison, and the ethical dilemmas it poses. Seeking to understand the Black Dolphin and its place in the narrative of crime and punishment. The Black Dolphin prison is as isolated as it is infamous. Located in the Orenburg Oblast, a region bordering Kazakhstan, it is surrounded by a vast expanse of desolate steppe. This unforgiving landscape, characterized by harsh winters and scorching summers, serves as a natural barrier, further isolating the prison from the outside world. The choice of such a remote location is no accident. It reflects a deliberate strategy to minimize the risk of escape and to keep the prison's inhabitants as far removed from civilization as possible. The journey to the Black Dolphin is long and arduous, a testament to the lengths to which the Russian authorities will go to secure their most dangerous prisoners. For the inmates, the prison's isolation is a constant source of despair. Cut off from their families, their friends, and any semblance of a normal life, they are left to confront the full weight of their crimes in utter solitude. The vastness of the surrounding wilderness serves as a constant reminder of their confinement, a physical manifestation of their isolation. The Black Dolphin's remote location also has practical implications. It makes it extremely difficult for human rights organizations and independent observers to monitor conditions inside the prison. This lack of transparency has fueled concerns about potential abuses and human rights violations, casting a long shadow over the prison's operations. To understand the Black Dolphin, one must first understand the historical context in which it exists. The Russian penal system, with its emphasis on punishment and isolation, bears the indelible mark of the Soviet Gulag system. The Gulag, a vast network of forced labor camps, was one of the most brutal and repressive institutions of the 20th century. Millions of people were imprisoned in the Gulag during the Soviet era, often on trumped-up charges or for minor offenses. Conditions in the camps were horrific, characterized by starvation, disease, and overwork. Many prisoners did not survive their sentences. Although the Gulag system was officially abolished in the 1950s, its legacy continues to haunt the Russian penal system. The Black Dolphin, with its emphasis on isolation, harsh living conditions, and strict control over inmates, can be seen as a direct descendant of the Gulag. While conditions in the prison may not be as extreme as those endured by Gulag prisoners, the underlying principles of punishment and isolation remain eerily similar. The Gulag's legacy is not just a matter of history, it continues to shape the way crime and punishment are perceived in Russia. The emphasis on retribution over rehabilitation, on isolation over reintegration, can be traced back to the Gulag's influence. Stepping inside the Black Dolphin is like entering another world, a world defined by strict rules, unrelenting surveillance, and an overwhelming sense of despair. The prison is designed to break the spirit, to strip inmates of their individuality and reduce them to mere numbers. Life inside the Black Dolphin revolves around a rigid routine designed to minimize contact between inmates and to maintain absolute control. Prisoners spend 23 hours a day confined to their cells, small, cramped spaces with little natural light. The cells are sparsely furnished, containing only the bare necessities for survival: a bed, a toilet, and a small table. Inmates are allowed out of their cells for just 1 hour a day for exercise. This brief respite from confinement takes place in a small enclosed courtyard where prisoners are forbidden from speaking to each other or making eye contact. Even during this limited time outside their cells, they are constantly watched by guards. Movement within the prison is tightly controlled. When inmates are moved, they are always accompanied by at least 2 guards and forced to walk bent over at the waist, their hands clasped behind their backs. This humiliating posture, designed to prevent escape attempts, is a constant reminder of the inmate's subjugation. Section 5. A day in the life routine and despair. Imagine a day devoid of color, where the only sounds are the clanging of bars and the shuffling of feet. This is the reality for the inmates of Black Dolphin, where each day is an exercise in monotony and despair. The day begins with a wake-up call at 6 a.m. Inmates have 20 minutes to dress and make their beds before breakfast. Breakfast typically consists of bread and gruel. After breakfast, inmates have 2 hours of free time in their cells. With no books or radios, they grapple with their thoughts. Some pace their cells, while others sit in silence. At 10 a.m., it's time for the daily hour of exercise. Inmates are marched single file to the courtyard. The courtyard is a barren concrete enclosure. In this sterile environment, inmates walk in circles, monitored by guards. Section 6. Whispers from the Abyss, Legends and Tales. The Black Dolphin prison, shrouded in secrecy and isolation, has become fertile ground for legends and tales. Whispers of unspeakable horrors and unexplained phenomena have seeped out from behind its impenetrable walls, painting a chilling picture of the prison's dark heart. One persistent rumor claims that the prison is haunted by the ghosts of its former inmates, their tormented souls unable to find peace. Some guards and prisoners alike have reported hearing disembodied voices, feeling icy chills, and witnessing shadowy figures lurking in the corridors at night. Another legend speaks of a secret underground level, a place of even greater darkness and despair. According to this tale, the most dangerous and disturbed inmates are held in this subterranean labyrinth, their crimes too horrific to even utter. It's said that no one who enters this level ever returns. While these stories may be apocryphal, they speak to the powerful hold the Black Dolphin has on the imagination. They reflect the fear and fascination that this notorious prison evokes, a place where reality and nightmare seem to blur. Section 7. The Price of Punishment, Ethical and Human Rights Concerns. The Black Dolphin prison, with its extreme isolation and harsh living conditions, has drawn sharp criticism from human rights organizations. Critics argue that the prison's conditions amount to cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, violating the fundamental rights of those imprisoned within its walls. The lack of meaningful human contact, the constant surveillance, and the stifling routine take a heavy toll on the mental and emotional well-being of inmates. Studies have shown that prolonged solitary confinement can lead to severe psychological damage, including anxiety, depression, paranoia, and suicidal thoughts. Furthermore, the prison's remote location makes it extremely difficult for inmates to maintain contact with their families, further exacerbating their isolation. Family visits, when permitted, are rare and emotionally charged events, often conducted through thick glass barriers that prevent any physical contact. The Black Dolphin's harsh conditions raise profound ethical questions about the nature of punishment and the limits of what society should inflict on even its most dangerous members. While the inmates of Black Dolphin have committed heinous crimes, the question remains, does the punishment fit the crime? Section 8. The Iron Cage, Black Dolphin, and the Russian penal system. The Black Dolphin prison stands as a stark symbol of the Russian penal system, a system that often prioritizes punishment and isolation over rehabilitation and reintegration. The prison's emphasis on strict control, harsh conditions, and limited contact with the outside world reflects a broader approach to criminal justice that is deeply rooted in Russia's history and culture. The Russian penal system has long been criticized for its overcrowding, its poor living conditions, and its widespread use of torture and ill treatment. Human rights organizations have documented numerous cases of abuse within Russian prisons, including beatings, extortion, and denial of medical care. While the Black Dolphin represents an extreme example of the Russian penal system, its underlying principles are reflected in other prisons across the country. The emphasis on punishment over rehabilitation, on isolation over reintegration, is a common thread that runs through the system. The Black Dolphin, with its grim reputation and its legacy of harshness, serves as a stark reminder of the challenges facing the Russian penal system. It highlights the need for reform, for a more humane and rehabilitative approach to criminal justice. Section 9. Conclusion. A stark reminder. The Black Dolphin prison stands as a stark and unsettling monument to the depths of human capacity for both cruelty and resilience. It is a place where hope goes to die, slowly and silently, eroded by the relentless passage of time and the crushing weight of isolation. The prison's very existence raises profound ethical questions about the nature of punishment, the limits of human endurance, and the delicate balance between retribution and rehabilitation. While the inmates of Black Dolphin have committed heinous crimes, the question remains, does the punishment fit the crime? The Black Dolphin serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of human rights, of the need to treat all individuals with dignity and respect, even those who have committed the most horrific acts. It is a stark reminder that society has a responsibility to ensure that its prisons are not places of despair and degradation but rather institutions that offer opportunities for reflection, rehabilitation and, ultimately, redemption.